Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Deborah Baker and I'm so grateful that you have joined us for this little while. This month we're talking about feeling at home. So let's get started. So let's begin with 3 nice deep breaths. Taking a deep breath into your chest first, taking a slow inhale and an even slower exhale. Holding it for a moment or so, and then we'll now breathe into your chest and your upper back. Holding it for a moment, and then releasing it really slowly. And now take the deepest breath you've taken all day, breathing into your chest, your upper back, all the way down into your belly. Feel your belly expand, your rib cage expand. And then hold it for as long as you like. And then release it really slowly. And the guides tell me that the relaxation technique that we do is important. So let's begin with the head, neck, and shoulders today, which is my favorite part. Because when we relax our bodies, we allow ourselves to go more fluidly into meditation because we release the tension that we may be feeling somewhere in our body. So let's bring our shoulders up to our ears. Tuck the chin and just imagine squeezing your neck with your shoulders gently, and tuck your chin again and just squeeze there for a minute. Take a breath and then squeeze it gently together like you're giving your neck a hug, and then release it when you're ready. And now we're going to do the shoulders and the hands and the arms. So form your hands into fists. That's Daisy stretching out on the heated floor. If you heard the noise in the background. So form your hands into fists and bring them up to your shoulders. Tuck your arms into your sides. And we're going to do this in 2 steps. First, pull your shoulder blades together in your back. Take a breath and just squeeze your shoulder blades together. So you press your fists into your shoulders and your arms into your sides. Squeeze, 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 and when you're ready, let it go. And now we're going to do the counter to that, which is to pull your hands toward one another in the front of you, stretching out your shoulder blades and squeezing in your chest. Take a breath and just squeeze, stretch out your shoulder blades. Squeeze, 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 and let it go. And now let's work on the midsection. So pull your abs in, your sides, your back. Imagine you're trying to give your midsection kind of a hug or squeezing it in. So take a breath and just squeeze your abs gently into your belly. And then let it go. And now we're going to do the pelvis. So pull up your pelvic floor. Tighten your glutes. Tighten your lower abdomen. Imagine like squeezing your hips in. Take a breath and squeeze your pelvis gently. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And let it go. And now either point your toes or flex them, whichever feels better on your feet. Press your knees together. Press your legs together. And take a breath. Squeeze, 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 and then let it go. All right. So we've been talking about feeling at home, and we started out 2 weeks worth of feeling at home in our bodies, and the next part is about feeling at home in our homes, in our personal environments. And so that might, for you, it might be work, it might be, where you go day to day. Some people, have go to the community center, or to meetings, or to visit with friends, relatives, whatever. Wherever your daily round is, do you feel at home there? and especially in your own home. And part of that is about feeling that this is a friendly universe, this is a friendly place at home. And we're not talking about, any psychological issues or any relationship issues. We're talking about how we allow ourselves to feel at home in our homes, in our environments. So let's just be quiet for a moment or so and just let whatever comes up about that, whatever information that your higher self has to provide for you, let's let that come up. And sometimes there are practical things we can do to make ourselves feel more at home. In other words, if, the place where you kind of relax at the end of the day, whether it's a sofa or your bed or a chair, is it comfortable to you? And is there something as simple as placing a nice soft blanket on it or on top of you when you're sitting there? Going to make you feel more comfortable. There's so much talk about getting out of our comfort zones. And my sense is there's so much value in being comfortable, in your comfort zone. We talk about our comfort zones, but are they really comfortable, or are they just kind of the stalemate? The place where we exist. And so I just invite you to think about, is it really a comfort zone, or is it just kind of where I hang out? And I just noticed Daisy she's lying on the heated rug in the floor down here, and she took a deep breath, and with a deep, heavy, let's all do that. Take a deep breath and just sigh it out. Imagine at the end of the day how you feel. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like this is my safe place? And that's the word right there. Your safe place. Because if we don't feel safe, really nothing else matters, because we're on high alert and we can't relax. And where we grow and learn and blossom is when we feel safe. So let's imagine that we can make our environments feel safer to us by what we think. Are we anticipating crises or comments or, negativity around us, or, just even, for example, I put up my Christmas tree today, and I actually had a neighbor last year. I put it up earlier than Thanksgiving weekend, and he made a comment. And, people do that. And it's up to me whether I take that in or not. And sometimes the comments are in our subconscious. We don't even realize that we're anticipating what someone would say, or we are replaying in our minds a negative comment that someone made. We sabotage ourselves in very subtle ways. So let's ask our spirit guides, guardian angels, higher selves, ancestors, to make us aware of our self-sabotage, to make us aware of when we are criticizing ourselves by anticipating how someone else might criticize us. Think about that. It's really kind of silly. And yet we do it. We anticipate the negative comments of others. And what we do is we take in those comments and they haven't even made them. So being aware of when you do it is the first step. And then figuring out, what's the opposite of that. So if, using the Christmas tree example, what if we imagine someone saying, "Oh, I'm so delighted to see your tree up. I love seeing the colors and it's so beautiful, and isn't it nice that you get to enjoy it for, a month and a half instead of less than a month if you had waited until after Thanksgiving." And those sorts of things, imagining positive things, just like imagining negative things, has as much power in our psyche as if they were actually spoken. It's crazy, it sounds crazy. How can it be if I imagine it? How can it be as powerful? Because it runs through your brain the same way. It runs through your brain when you experience it, the same as it runs through your brain if you imagine it. So let's imagine someone saying, "Gosh, you are such an inspiration. I love listening to you talk. I love your energy. I love being around you. You are such a blessing on this earth. You are such a delight." I invite you to take one of those. Let's say, and I'll pick one, and if you don't like it, think of a different one. But let's just think about, you are such a joy to be around. And just think about that. I guess really, in order to be comfortable in our environment, we need to be comfortable in our own minds, in our own thoughts. Anticipating good, knowing that we are wise individuals, and if what we anticipate, all the good, all the blessings, all the love, if it doesn't come to pass, we will know how to deal with it. We will know what to do. We intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. Isn't that a lovely thought? We intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. And you do. You know way more than you think you do. You are charming and clever and wise. And when you do handle a situation that used to baffle you, chances are you don't give yourself enough credit. So I'm inviting you right now to give yourself some credit for having reached this point in your life. for being willing to learn and grow and expand your experience, expand your perceptions, even expand your concept of God, your higher power, the one presence. You know, whatever it is, we have these tiny human minds in comparison to the infinite mind of the beloved, of the Creator. And so conscious effort to expand our understanding pays off. Conscious effort to love ourselves more and to anticipate the good. Let's spend a moment anticipating the people that you encounter on a daily basis, anticipating them saying just the thing you need to hear from them. Hearing all the positive, uplifting things they could possibly say to you that they probably think and think you know it. I've had clients where I've said, does they tell me about someone they know and this person is so wonderful. And I said, well, do they know you think that? Oh, I'm sure they do. Have you told them? I don't think I have. And there's the power in the telling. So I suggest that you tell yourself. Make a decision. Here's your homework for the week ahead. And this in the United States is the week before Thanksgiving week. So it's a great time to focus on gratitude. But this is not necessarily about gratitude. It's about, before you get up in the morning, coming up with 10 positive things you can say to yourself or think about yourself. It can be, I made the bed this morning, or I'm about to make the bed. I got up on time. I have my day planned. I did something yesterday that I'm pleased with. My dog loves me unconditionally and I love her too. And so I'm a good dog owner. 10 things. And I've tried this practice in the past, and from my experience it's easy to come up with the first 5 or 6, and the next 3 or 4 or 5 are hard. So please respond if you would like, and let me know how it goes. But it can be life-changing. 10 positive things as you start your day, and 10 positive things as you end your day. And they don't have to be specific, like I gave up my parking space to somebody else. It can be, I was kind and loving and I smiled at strangers. It can be, I took a deep breath and I was kind to myself. Isn't that a lovely thought? I was kind to myself. So let's make that our kind of mission for the week, to be kind to ourselves, to look at all the positives in ourselves. Because when we feel good about ourselves, we feel good about the people around us and the environment around us. It really works more that way than the other. But it can work both ways. But what we have control over is our own thoughts, words, and actions. So let's think and speak and act in a way that is loving and supportive toward ourselves and appreciative. So let me remind you once again that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are. There's so much good about you that you forget, that we take for granted, that we forget how kind we are, how loving we are, how we see the good in people. Whole and perfect exactly as you are. So thank you again for joining me, and let me again remind you that the one presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the one presence, the one power moving in, through, and as you. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.